I removed everything such as the macros and the VBA form. Now let's get familiar with variables. Inside of macro, I create a new macro, sub my macro, press enter or return key. You get familiar with message box function. If you remember, the most simple method is message box, msg box, and your text. And if I run, you will see this text message. Also, we have another function named Inputbox, which you could get the value from user. But let's say Inputbox space and the prompt, please enter a value. And if I start running, the input box will appear and you could write any values. Okay. But this value is gone where, or better to say store in where. Currently nowhere. But of course, I could print it on my document with selection dot type text and text colon equal which values, of course, my input box. It is not gonna work like that anymore. I have to use parentheses. Alright, something like that. Selection, type text, which text, any value the user was entered. I run it, type any value, let's say 40. Okay. And if I go back to the Microsoft Word, this value is put there. But in many cases, we need to store in some memory places to calculate or have to reference it. So in this case, we need actually use variables. I will talk about variables later on, but for now, the most simple method is type them with shorten of dimension, give the name, as an example, str name. As which type? We have different types of variables such as numeral, string characters, also known as text, objects, boolean, etc. For now, I'm typing string, and string is mean any regular text. Alright. For the naming convention, we could use the characters, numbers, and underscore or underline. But you cannot start with digits, something like, for example, 1 str name. You see? Here it is showing the compile error. So I will remove the digit started. So characters, underscore, and digits. And you cannot start with digits. And note that inside of Visual Basic, variables or functions or subroutines, etc., they are not case sensitive. So strname or strname are same. But we're using this method to more readable and clear. Now we could store instead of printing. I could remove these and give my strname. Let's say strname equal to that. If I start running and give any name or anything, for example, Sam, okay. Again, you won't see anything because it is stored temporarily inside of RAM memory. But while it is running, you could use that. For example, after that, we stored the entered value. We could print it, we could show it or calculate it. As an example, now I will say message box and my string str name 1. Very simple. So first we defined a variable named strname underscore 1 as the value or data type as a string. We used Inputbox to get any value and stored inside of that. And now we're gonna show it with this message box. Let's say Alex. Okay, and there it is. This is Alex. I could, instead of that, let's say hello ampersand and the name. Let's run it. I said Max. Okay. Hello, Max. So we stored inside of the memory successfully. We have different data types. As an example, instead of that, I could define int age as integer. Alright. Integer is whole numbers without decimal. And we could store it again here. And here I want to say your age is, and again this variable. All right, how old are you? Let's say 40. Okay, your age is 40.